Hi, and welcome to Teaching Tip Tuesday, brought to you by the Center for Inclusive Teaching and Learning at UWSP. Many university classes are based on the Sage on the Stage lecture model. Information is provided by the instructor with the intent that students will listen and process that information and thereby learn. Unfortunately, in many instances, students quickly fall into passivity, and passive listening is one of the worst strategies for learning. Fortunately, we don't have to accept this as the inevitable consequence of college lectures or college courses. There are some simple activities that stress active listening that you can incorporate into your classes to promote more effective engagement with your course. Active listening is a communication technique that involves fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and remembering what's being said. It goes beyond merely hearing words and requires listeners to engage with the speaker, providing feedback and demonstrating understanding through verbal and nonverbal cues. Because the goal of active listening is understanding, instructors stressing this approach encourage students to ask questions to clarify and enhance understanding. In the context of higher education classrooms, active listening positively affects students' academic performance through several mechanisms. First, active listening enhances comprehension. By fully engaging with the material, students are better able to understand complex topics. Active listening involves processing information deeply, which aids in comprehension and helps students grasp the nuances of the subject matter. Active listening improves retention. When students actively listen, they're more likely to remember the content discussed in class. This is because active listening involves encoding information into long-term memory through techniques like summarizing, questioning, and note-taking. It promotes critical thinking. Active listening encourages students to think critically about the information presented. By engaging with the content, asking questions, and making connections to prior knowledge, students develop their analytical skills, which are crucial for academic success. It improves participation and engagement. Students who practice active listening are more likely to participate in class discussions and activities. This engagement not only reinforces their learning, but also allows them to clarify doubts and gain different perspectives, enriching their understanding of the subject. Finally, active listening enables students to receive and act on feedback more effectively. By paying close attention to instructors' comments and suggestions, students can identify areas for improvement and work on them, leading to better academic outcomes. In addition to improving student learning, a culture of active listening can improve the classroom climate. Active listening fosters a respectful and interactive classroom environment. When students listen attentively, it encourages a culture of mutual respect and collaboration, which increases the value of peer interactions. This engagement, in turn, can increase students' sense of belonging because their perspectives and lived experiences are acknowledged and respected. A climate in which students feel supported and accepted generally reduces their anxiety and stress. Overall, a positive classroom climate can enhance the learning experience of all students and motivate them to perform better. Engaging students in active listening culture is crucial for fostering a collaborative and respectful learning environment. Here are some suggestions of practices that can enhance the active listening culture in your classroom. Think, pair, share activities. These exercises require students to listen attentively to their partner's ideas during the pair phase. They must understand and reflect on what their partner says to effectively share it with a larger group. This process reinforces active listening by promoting thoughtful responses and collaborative learning. Role-playing scenarios. In role-playing, students have to listen carefully to their peers to respond appropriately within the context of their assigned roles. This type of exercise emphasizes understanding different perspectives and reacting based on what is heard, which are key components of active listening. Fishbowl discussions. In these discussions, a subset of the class sits in the center of a circle of the rest of the students and engages in a discussion. Students in the outer circle have to listen attentively to the discussion happening in the fishbowl without interrupting. Afterwards, they provide feedback based on their observations. This setup encourages active listening by focusing on comprehension and reflection rather than immediate response. Debate. During a debate, students have to listen closely to their opponent's arguments to formulate effective counter-arguments. This requires not only hearing the words, but also understanding the underlying points and reasoning, which is a critical aspect of active listening. Summarization exercises. Summarizing requires students to distill the main points of a lecture or discussion into their own words. This process involves active listening as students have to pay close attention to identify key areas and accurately convey them, demonstrating their understanding. Finally, for the visual arts, there are describe and draw exercises. One student describes something in detail, and another student tries to capture what is being described in a quick drawing or sketch. This can help students develop both descriptive skills and active listening skills. Improving the listening culture in your classroom may enhance student engagement and learning while providing a positive classroom climate. And that's this week's teaching tip, brought to you by the Center for Inclusive Teaching and Learning here at UWSP. Remember, at CITL, we offer support for course design, learning activities, assessment, and pedagogy. Visit our website to schedule a consultation today.